So how exactly did this tropical storm get to where it is? Barry had a much different infancy compared to most tropical storms that whip up in the Gulf.
It actually started in the plains and eventually made its way here into the Gulf. NBC 15's Muriel Bailey joins us now. Muriel, you spoke with experts about this storm.
I did, Kim, and we're used to a storm originating near Mexico or in the Caribbean area, but this one formed on land, and experts tell me this can happen when the conditions are right.
Way off to the east, into the central and eastern Atlantic.
Meteorologists at the National Weather Service in Mobile are closely tracking Tropical Storm Barry. But aside from where it's going, Jeffrey Medlin says he's been getting asked, where did Barry come from?
One of the most popular questions we've gotten this week about Barry is how unusual it is to have a storm form when it comes off the land, particularly the Midwest.
Medlin says prior to the 4th of July, the storm started in the Midwest region and went into the Tennessee Valley.
And then earlier this week, went through Georgia and emerged off the northwest Florida coast and just gradually began moving across.
He says it developed more once it made it to the Gulf because it's warm.
The reason we knew that this had a high chance of development is simply because if a tropical cyclone is going to form, it has to have a heat source.
And that possibility made the National Hurricane Center pay attention to it as well.
Yeah, this one's unusual. I mean, we've seen in the past where you have a frontal boundary stall in the Gulf or the Atlantic and you have some low pressure develop on it, but this one we followed through the Midwest, through Georgia, and then came out. The models were really concentrating on this for quite a while, so we latched onto it.
Although unusual, Medlin says in 1997, Hurricane Danny formed in a similar way.
It technically had its origins from something that came off of land. So that's not the first time it's happened, and it won't be the last.
And Medlin says this isn't a new trend we need to worry about, but it is always a possibility. Greg?